Good afternoon, students. I'm Jayaprakash Mittal and I will discuss with you chapter number 2, class 10th, and the name of the chapter is Sectors of Indian Economy. In the first video, we have already discussed what is sector and what is economy, what are the three sectors, primary, secondary, and tertiary in detail. Now we are going to compare the three sectors between 1973 and 2003. So we are taking 2 years to for comparison, and we see how the three sectors are dependent on each other, and how the what is GDP first, then we'll make the comparison among the three sectors between the 2 years. First of all, what is GDP? The value of final goods and services produced in each sector during a particular year provides the total production of the sector for that year. The sum of the production in these three sectors gives GDP, gross domestic product of a country, or in simple language we can call it GDP is the market value of final goods and services produced within domestic territory. In layman language we call it a country, but generally that is called, in language of economics we call it domestic territory during a particular year. So here you can see the value of final goods and services produced in each sector during a particular year provides the total production of that sector. Suppose there are three sectors and we take the value of final goods and services produced in that particular sector, we take the sum of production of sum of that sector, then we'll add the total production of all the three sectors and value for the production in the three sector, that is called GDP. Now, it shows how big the economy is. In India, the task of measuring GDP is undertaken by central government ministry. The graph below shows the production of goods and services in the three sectors. Here we are making comparison on the basis of data. We are taking 2 years, 1973 and 2003. Here we see that there are two bar diagram. In the diagram we see there are three colors. Green shows primary sector, yellow shows secondary sector, and kind of the third color purple is shows tertiary sector. Third, the little bit bluish, and you can call the other one, the third color is tertiary sector. Primary means agriculture and allied sector, secondary means manufacturing or industrial sector, and the third one tertiary sector means service sector like banking, insurance, transport, communication and all. See here from the picture we can see green area is largest one in 1973 among the three sectors. So we will say share of agriculture sector or primary sector among the three sector is more in GDP, or we can call it in GDP agriculture sector contributes the largest. So, and the second one is service sector that is going to contribute, and the third one is secondary sector. So at number 1 primary sector, number 2 tertiary sector, number 3 secondary sector contributes in GDP in 1973. But over the years we see that the role of agriculture sector is diminishing or decreasing, and the area green area has decreased in from 1973 to 2003, and partially role of secondary sector is also increasing. Here we can see in this picture, in this PPT, the role of secondary sector also increase, means it can be shown from yellow area has increased from 73 to 2003, and there is a big change in tertiary sector, and the role of that sector has been increased, and area of the tertiary sector has increased the most. So we can say that from 73 to 2003, if we make the comparison of the 2 years, all the sector wise, so role of service sector is increasing more, and the role of agriculture sector has been decreased at large, but role of secondary sector has increased, but not much more what is expected. Now we can see with the help of another one. See here, Bluish shows primary sector, reddish shows secondary sector, and tertiary shows green shows tertiary sector. And here we see 73, 74 data and 200, 13 and 14 data. Here role of agriculture sector and primary and tertiary sector. Here then we see in crore rupees production wise, 73 to 2003 production has increased. Students will see that how it has increased. Green area is increasing. Here please try to understand. Here production in agriculture sector also increased, in secondary sector also increased, that is more, and in tertiary sector has increased the largest. So naturally GDP will increase over the years. So from 73 to 2003 we are comparing here two things. One is GDP has increased. The second thing we are seeing, in 73 the role of agriculture sector was more than tertiary sector, followed by tertiary sector, and then service, and then secondary sector. But in 2003 the main contribution of in GDP is by tertiary sector, then it is followed by primary sector but little bit more, and then secondary sector. Here we can see contribution or share of sectors in employment percentage by if you want to see the role of different sectors. Here in 73 there was more employment in agriculture sector. We can say that contribution in GDP is less of agriculture sector if we see in terms of employment, that is more people are engaged in agriculture sector. See, green area is the largest one. Mostly people are employed in agriculture sector, and at second number in tertiary sector, and then secondary sector in 1973. But what happened, as the role of agriculture sector is increasing day by day in GDP, if we make the comparison 1973 to 2000, then we see people have shifted from agriculture sector to tertiary sector and manufacturing sector. People have shifted from villages to rural areas to urban areas for the search of job. Either they are working in service sector or they are working in manufacturing sector, industrial sector, we call it secondary sector. So the share of percentage share of employment also decreasing day by day from agriculture to tertiary sector or secondary sector. Now we see here in the year 2013 and 14 that tertiary sector emerged as the largest producing sector in India, replacing the primary sector. Thus, tertiary sector has become important in India because of the following reason. We know very well that the population is increasing day by day, agriculture production is increasing, but the percentage in GDP is decreasing. But overall agriculture sector is growing in the sense total output of agriculture sector is increasing due to use of insecticides, pesticides, fertilizers, latest techniques and all. And role of manufacturing sector is also increasing. Role means total output in manufacturing sector is also increasing. So to use of these two sectors but in a better way, we need the tertiary sector also. Suppose if you produce wheat and you want to transport from one place to another place, naturally we need transportation. That is what under the secondary tertiary sector. We need banking facilities, we need insurance facilities, so we need all these things. That's why the role of tertiary sector has been increased over the years. Here we see services such as hospitals, educational institutions, post and telegraphs services, police stations, courts, village administration, offices, municipal corporations, defense, transports, banks, insurance companies, etc. are considered as basic services and are necessary for all people. Naturally, we need education, so that may be primary school, secondary, higher secondary, college or universities. We need health also, that may be primary health center or maybe three tier system we have in the system. primary health center, then little big in the cities, and then the specialized like AIMS and PGI, like all these institutions. Then courts, defense, police to maintain law and order, administration, and all these. Second point, development of agriculture and industry leads to the development of service sectors such as transport, trade, storage, communication, all these. With the rise in the economic income of people, they start demanding more services like eating out. In the villages, people don't go much for eating out because either the income is less or some of them have income, they don't have facilities in the villages. But in the urban areas, we see the role of these things have been increasing day by day. So like eating out, tourism, people have started for touring one place to another place, either inside the country or outside the country. Shopping, private hospitals, private schools, professional training, etc. As income has increased, naturally people want to live, they want to enjoy basic necessities, to they shift from basic necessity to comfort then to luxuries. Over the past decades, certain new services based on information and communication technology have become important and essential. Today, we are seeing around us that mostly, less or mostly, either the poor or rich, rural or urban, everyone is using smartphones. This is what telecommunications. Less or more, everyone is having using banking facilities, insurance facilities. They are moving out for, they are going for tourism. So all these are under category of service sector. Now we are discussing where are most people employed. If we see the comparison of all the three sector, we have seen with the help of a bar diagram. Here we can understand with the help of theoretical explanation. More than half of the workers in India are working in the primary sector, mainly in agriculture. More than 50% are in agriculture and less than 50% in both the sectors, either that may be secondary or tertiary. These sectors employ less than 50, half of the people, means less than 50% as compared to the primary sector. And if you contribution wise see, primary sector contributes only quarter of the GDP, means around 25%, and secondary and tertiary sector produce 3/5, 4/5 of the product, like around 60, 70, 80%, 60, 70% we can call it. How to create more employment? Employment can be given to people by identifying, promoting, and locating services, industries and services in semi-rural areas. What's happening basically, if we see, most of the students see, everywhere you will find either you belong to village or urban, but most of the industries are in the city areas, nearby city areas. We take an example of suppose Gurgaon, we find that mostly industries are there, mostly offices are there, either in Gurgaon or nearby Gurgaon. But there are few industries or maybe no industries in the villages. So if these industries are located, in these industries are installed, our factory outlets are there in semi-urban area, that what the people will do, they will not shift from a rural or semi-urban area to big metro cities. Then in this way we can create more employment, because cost of living in an urban area is more, and what the people are doing, they have shifted from rural or urban small urban areas to metro cities, and so there is so much population, there is a pressure, and some of them are unemployed because jo vacancies for only 10% and applying, people are applying, they are more than 10, like hundreds or 200, naturally remaining will be unemployed or they will be underemployed. So that's why to create more and more employment, what we need, we should decentralize the industrial sector. Every state or region has the potential for increasing the income and employment for people in that area. It can be done by tourism or regional craft industries or new services like IT, Study conducted by the Planning Commission known as Niti Aayog estimates that nearly 20 lakhs jobs can be created in the educational sector alone. So many schools are there, so many colleges, universities are there. Naturally, we need more of teachers, we need more of technical staff to support them, we need other staff also there. So there is huge employment opportunities in education sector alone according to a data. Now what is Niti Aayog? Students, please understand, in 1950 planning commission was formed, and first chairman of that one was our prime minister, first prime minister of India, Mr. Jawaharlal Nehru, and that is substituted by Niti Aayog in 2015, first January 2015, on January 2015. Niti Aayog means National Institute for Transforming India. Niti means National Institute for Transforming India. That has been substituted, or from, it was earlier called Planning Commission, and there is some changes, and it is called now Niti Aayog. Niti Aayog formed on 1st Jan 2015. Current present chairperson is Sri Narendra Modi, our honorable Prime Minister now, and CEO is Amitabh Kant. Amitabh Kant. So you can be asked for one marker what is the full form of Niti Aayog, when it was formed, and who is the chairman or chairperson of this one, who is present CEO. So please go through this one carefully. Now, the central government in India made a law implementing the right to work in about 625 districts of India, which is called Mahatma Gandhi National Rural Employment Guarantee Act. We, in general form, we call it Manrega. Manrega 2005. Under Manrega 2005, all those who are able to and are in need of work in rural areas are granted 100 days of employment in a year by the government. This was the initiative by central government in UPA government 2005, when Sri Manmohan Singh ji was our prime minister. At that time, Manrega was came into existence, or we can call it, we know that there are some poor districts in India, that was started from there, and after that it was extended to 625 districts in India, in whole India. So in this, according to this one, what happens, 600 days guarantee, 100 days guarantee uh, work is there. One can get guarantee for 100 days, and he will get partially, you say, in wages form and food for work also. If the government fails in its duty to provide employment, it will give unemployment allowances to the people. If suppose one is registered for Manrega and one doesn't get for 100 days work in a year, so government will help him or her through unemployment allowances. So dear students, today we will do this one only in this video, and in the next video we will do different sectors in a different way, organized and unorganized. Then we will do public sector and private sector. So guys, in this video we have done comparison among the three sectors, GDP wise, contribution of these sectors in GDP, and share of these sectors in unemployment. Okay, and what is Niti Aayog, who is the current chairperson, who is current CEO, and what is Manrega Act and when it was launched, and all these we discuss in this video. Please guys, like the video, share the videos with your known one, with your friends, and subscribe the channel so that you can get new upcoming videos. Okay, thank you all of you guys, thank you.